Hey, another round of applause for Bree. Wasn't she great, everybody? And while you're at it, give yourself a round of applause for coming out on a Wednesday night. It's hump day. At least I'm hoping so. It will be later. But probably not. My wife's home sick right now of my shit. But seriously, she takes good care of me. She takes me to the doctor when I need to. Recently, she made me go get ED medicine. Turns out that ice cream is the only thing she likes soft serve. And I used to think that the worst thing that could happen to a man was not being able to get an erection. It turns out there's one thing that's worse. That's getting one that lasts longer than your cardio. Now I take care of her too. Recently she had a little spill and she fell and cut her nose open and was bleeding bad, and I had to take her to the emergency room. And when we get there, everybody in the place is eyeballing me like I get it. Even the doctors are looking at me like, well, what happened, Mr. Baker? And I had to look at them square in the eye and go, she slipped and ran into a door. But it reminded me of 30 years ago when she was working on a railing made out of 2x4s, fell and smacked her in the nose, and she had to have reconstructive surgery, and she swole up really bad, and her eyes were black, and she looked like a raccoon. And some lady came up to her one day when we're out, and she didn't know her. She just put her hand on my wife's shoulder and goes, you shouldn't stay with the man who beat you. And my wife was outraged. She was offended. She looked at that lady and said, my husband never hits me in the face. Except when I'm pregnant, because he's a good dad. Now, this is America, and I think you should be able to say whatever you want to say. No matter how misogynistic, racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic Charlie Kirk was, he didn't deserve to die like that. But I think we can all agree that the people on the news that we hear that are most outspoken against pedophiles get caught fucking kids. And the people that are most outspoken against trans people get caught banging a drag queen. And Charlie was very racist against black people, and he was very, very homophobic. So I think we can all agree that when he got shot, it was the last time it happened, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first time he had his throat blown out.
Oh.
It was just the first time it was a white guy. Now, I'm not super woke, but I knew that DEI had gone too far about 4 years ago when Victoria's Secret's hired a Downs model as an angel. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. That's not fair to take advantage of someone with a disability like that just to sell some lingerie. So of course I looked it up online immediately. And holy shit, was she hot. My God. I mean, I looked at her and I was like, she's got something extra. And not just a chromosome. I mean, I'm married, but when I saw her, I think I could use someone special in my life. I mean, I'm Downs as she's Downs. But the most confusing thing is I thought the word fucktard meant something completely different. But what I really wanted to know was if she liked trains. Now, when I was younger, I had a job where I worked at an ice cream parlor. And I was, I'm not homophobic or anything, but these gay guys would come in and get ice cream sundaes. And as a teenage boy, it was really awkward to ask them what kind of topping they liked. I also had a job after college. I was a substitute teacher in an all-Jewish elementary school. And they fired me for rewarding kids for doing well on their homework. Yeah, seriously, for rewarding kids for doing well on their homework. Turns out they were a little touchy when I passed out gold stars. I used to think that women in burqas were just mobile glory holes. And I used to think that carjacking was something you had to pay a prostitute for. I got some notes here. In case any of you ladies are interested after this, I am STD free. I don't have genital warts. I'm ribbed for your pleasure. I don't have herpes. I just have a way of making sure you remember me the rest of your life. And I don't have AIDS, but I am happy to share my all-natural weight loss program. Dating me is like a warning that you see on some medications. If rash persists, discontinue use. Now, recently, my daughters made me a dating profile I was unaware of. They thought that'd be real funny. And so out of nowhere, I get a notification. I'll wrap this up after this one. I get a notification that that somebody, this lady, wanted to pay me $200 to give me oral. And so I was very intrigued and logged in, and we arranged to meet, and it turns out it was a trans woman. And I love to negotiate, so I talked her down to 50. And, you know, we really hit it off, and we hooked up, and while I was back there working, and I discovered the one thing that's the biggest difference between a trans woman and a biological woman. There's just no good place to put your thumb.
Oh.
All right, that's my time, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out to support me. Let's welcome to keep it going for your next comic, Stephen Stewart. Come on up here, Stephen.
Give it up for Scott Baker, everybody.